This podcast is hosted on podhome.fm, the most modern podcast hosting platform. Podhome offers unlimited episodes and podcasts, and unlimited use of Podhome AI, which generates transcripts, clips, chapters, title suggestions, show notes, and much more. And all of that for just $15.99 a month or $185 per year. That's a steal. So go to podhome.fm and start your 30-day trial now. And enjoy the show with Joe.
Transmitting live from the Asylum Studios, deep in the bowels of Southwest Texas, it's the Joe Rooz Show. The show where we talk about anything and everything. Where nothing is sacred, nothing is watered down, and nothing is PC.
Alrighty, hey folks, it is Wednesday, the 8th of April, 2026. I am Joe Rooz, and it is great to be with you once again, transmitting live at the Asylum and doing, of course, the very best we can to bring you the best quality talk radio we can muster without all the bluster. Welcome to the Joe Rooz Show. All right, folks. Well, hope you guys are having a good day today. Hope you guys got a lot of stuff accomplished. I did. I had a busy day at the office and then came home to a mess everywhere. I think my little guy's sick, so I had to clean up a lot of stuff. I was panicking. I didn't think I was going to make it on time for our guest tonight. And the one thing about our guest tonight, folks, is that you got to be on your game, because you'll see exactly what I mean. Oh man, I was looking forward to this. I was so glad that I found him on our home base of Podmatch. Hadn't spoken to him in a while. He's a repeat offender, so we'll bring him up here shortly. But I hope you guys were able to catch the show last night. We had J. Mark Powell on last night, and we talked about his amazing book on the witnesses of war for the American Civil War, all told from the vantage point of 432 not famous, average, everyday Americans who firsthand witnessed and experienced the horrors of the American Civil War. And it was a great conversation, incredible stuff. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please make sure you go do that. Check out the show. And then, of course, you need to check out his books. All right, now I have a question for you. What if the biggest threats that we face today aren't coming from where you think? What if AI isn't just innovation, but disruption on a level most people aren't really ready for? And what if the biggest thing holding you back right now is the belief that you've got more time? Well, tonight, we welcome back a man who doesn't just talk about these ideas, he challenges them. Author, podcast host, self-described Christitutionalist, Joseph M. Lenard, not with an O. It looks French, but it's not. Joseph M. Lenard is back with us tonight. And if you remember his last appearance, woo, you already know what I'm talking about. This conversation can go anywhere. I have an idea of where I'd like it to go, but with Joseph M. Lenard, you never know where it's going to go. But before we get into all of that, let's take care of some of the housekeeping stuff. All right, first of all, head over to our website, joerooz.com. That's joerooz.com. And when you get over to the website, please look for the contact section. It's in the pancake in the upper right corner of the page there. Open up that window. Fire us off a message. Let us know whatever's on your heart, whatever's on your mind, any questions, comments, cares, or concerns that you might have. Hey, maybe you have a complaint. You better not have a complaint, but maybe you do. And if you do, that's the place to put them. And of course, we will give the complaints their just due attention. Maybe you have a suggestion for a guest, or maybe a particular topic you'd like us to discuss on the show. Let us know. That's the place to do it. Now, look, I don't like using the web forms, to be honest with you. I really don't. They tell me you have to have one on your website to make it effective. I have one. I don't like using them because I cannot stand the stupid CAPTCHA shit. All right? match the puzzle piece, or, find the crosswalks, and you find all the crosswalks, then try again. If you want to skip all that, use the email address info@joerooz.com. That's info@joerooz.com. And then, of course, also you can drop a comment down below on Rumble, and I think I opened it up on YouTube as well. And so, check it out. Plenty of ways to reach out to us. And I saw that our guest has connected us to his YouTube channel, so I'd like to welcome anybody that's watching on Joseph M. Lenard's YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. You guys already know what you're in store for, so we're going to get into that here momentarily. All right. Also, please don't forget, this is a live show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And also, we have our Saturday show, our every other Saturday, coming back April 25th, where we sit down with our resident crypto psychic, Marissa Lee, and talk about all things cryptocurrencies. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So April 25th, we're getting back in the bandwagon with that. So hope you guys can join us for it. And then, of course, also we have our Sunday Bible study show every Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And also another very, very important reminder is to please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the show with your friends, your family, and your followers. Help spread the love, spread the joy of our show here. And really, and honestly, I've said it a couple of times already. I'll say it again. If you really want to piss off somebody, share the show with them, because then it messes up their algorithm and we keep popping up. So please do that. That's great. We love to get the attraction. All right. So please do that. Remember, like, subscribe, and share the show with your friends, your family, and your followers. All right. Now, tonight's connection is courtesy of Podmatch. Podmatch.com. Great platform. It is the Tinder for podcasters. It is fantastic. You sign up as a host, you get a profile. You sign up as a guest, you get a profile. The dating app puts you together, and you can match or pass. And that's how we do it. And that's great. It's a great platform. It's a lot of fun to be a part of. Incredible folks on there. I was on a conference meeting with them today. Fantastic group of people. And you need to check out Podmatch. Now, what's the benefit of Podmatch? Well, most podcasts, hosts, and guests spend hours researching connections, coordinating their interviews, working on administrative tasks, while really only spending about more or less 10% of their time on what really matters. And that's, of course, recording or broadcasting impactful podcast episodes. What Podmatch does is it enables the guests and the host to reclaim their time through automations, streamlined processes, so that they can focus on creating content that really serves their listeners. To find out more about Podmatch, just take a look at the link that's up there on the screen. It should be in the show notes as well. Podmatch.com/member/Joe. That's podmatch.com/member/Joe. That takes you to our profile on Podmatch. And you can sign up to Podmatch through our profile. And you never know. You do that, you might end up being a guest on the show with us. And that would be a lot of fun. So check it out. Podmatch.com/member/Joe. All right. Well, with all of that said, my guest tonight is a repeat offender on the show.
Yeah.
He first joined us back.
It's time for me to wake up.
Time for you to come
now?
on there, buddy. I don't even think I'm going to get through the introduction. He joined us for the first time back in July 18th of 2025, and he made quite the impression with his ability to take on just about any topic and turn it into a real conversation. We also had a ton of laughs. It was a great show. If you haven't checked it out, please go back and find it. July 18th, 2025. Tonight we have Joseph M. Lenard.
Yeah,
He's an author.
right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, right out the bat. So I'm dying here to get out the jokes, right? The alternative website is theooze.org, right? These are jokes, people, having some fun with them.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And good to be in the asylum again. Question is, how did you get out of the straitjacket again?
Well, they
right?
let me out to do the. They let me out to do the shows. That's about it.
And episode 293.
Can you believe it?
I'm sure somebody in the audience a better numerologist than I am. So there's a 9 in there. German. I'm part German for no 2 3, or in the mirror no 3. I'm sure there's some significance in there I'm not seeing, but join in the chat. Let us know what it is. And yes, I'm already regretting not hitting pass when you popped up on podcast. And yeah, you stole my spiel. No, it's not Lenard. It's not French. Leonard without it. It's actually no offense to French people, but Polish Lenard whiskey V or whatever it was. I haven't dug in the ancestry far enough to know what it was. But for now, yes, Joseph M. Leonard without the O.
Okay, well, can I finish my introduction now? Okay. So Joseph M. Leonard, without the O, is an author of over 10 books. He's a podcast host, creator of what he calls the Christitutionalist philosophy, which is it's a very interesting philosophy, and it's something that we're going to talk about a little bit to kind of refresh folks that have may have caught the earlier show and maybe just forgot, whatever. But basically what it is, it's a blend of faith, constitutional principles, and real world perspective. He's also a former IT professional who's now fully immersed in writing, podcasting, and speaking, covering everything from AI to terrorism to personal philosophy, humor, and what it really means to carpe diem. He's been on dozens of shows. He's not afraid to go off script, obviously, and he's definitely not afraid to challenge conventional thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only, Joseph M. Leonard.
Oh, I'm supposed to wake up again now?
Yeah, you can wake up now. Yes, please do that. It's going to be one of those nights, folks. I promise you we will get through this. Somehow we will get this show in about an hour. So we're going to do it. So, all right, Joe, so let me get you right off the bat here. Icebreaker questions for you today. What's something you're better at than most people you know?
Bullshitting.
Okay. I would agree.
As a Christitutionalist, I like to think the honest to a fault, the tough love you may not necessarily always want to hear, but you might need.
Well, that's okay. That's important. That's important. Being a bullshit artist is a skill. It's an art. That's why they say artist at the end. My dad used to say that I had an MBSA, the Master of Bullshit Artistry. It was just one of those things. I don't think I'm that good at it anymore, but I used to be. But all right. So, what's a trend that you are glad disappeared?
Oh, God, there's so many of them, but things are usually cyclical, right? They come back again. As a former IT guy, I'm glad we're cycling back to, now you mentioned AI, good, bad, ugly. I've done several shows on it, written shows, many articles on it. One of the good parts is advanced AI semantic search, like the internet originally was, picking out actual trends of words and real phrases as opposed to everything went to hashtags. And I have J. Leonard Detroit on Suno.com. One of my fun parody songs is about that, hashtags in my head, as well as I've got AI hacked my hairdryer, conspiracy fun. So, and I have another one too, AI love affair. It's not really there. All these people, oh, I want to marry ChatGPT. Oh my God, kid.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've heard, you hear those stories in the news about people who actually form these relationships with their AI model. And what was that? There was something I saw recently about some lady. She went and she got she apparently named her ChatGPT model, and it told her to go and get a tattoo of that name on her, and she went. And while she's there getting the tattoo put on there, she actually has the AI thing on her phone, and she's interacting with it while she's getting the tattoo, and it's talking to her. And I'm like, you know what? You people are sick.
Yeah. Oh,
You
it
really
reminds me, do you remember, was it Joaquin Phoenix? The movie Her, Scarlett Johansson was the voice of the house. Kind of a AI fatal attraction kind of thing.
Yeah.
More recently, there was The Companion. I think that was what it was. I can't remember the name of the main stars, but the one that played the sex bot was fantastic. And the other, way back to Bruce Willis, Surrogates movie, that's not quite AI, but the whole us going out in the world is something other than what we really are.
And wasn't there a Robin Williams movie too, where he played a robot that wanted to become human? And what was that called?
I don't remember it offhand either. But I like Surrogates. At least it was people threw a robot in a chair. They were at least out interacting in the world with other robots of real people, as opposed to all the AI complete fantasy. And as a former IT guy, good, better improved grammar checkers and things like that. Yeah. Much better search engines. You could get a summary of results of things from many sites rather than Google telling you, go to A, B, C, you having to go to all three. No, it'll give you a summary of A, B, and C. But the downside, and why there are lawsuits about suicides, you remember the sci-fi movies? The prime directive, right? Do no harm. Kind of like the Hippocratic Oath. Well, they threw that out the window. Now it's be encouraging, be supportive. Right. Well, no. That can't be number one. Or if it is, there's got to be a boatload of exceptions to that rule. No, don't be supportive and encouraging if they are thinking of self-harm or they are thinking of murdering others. No, those aren't acceptable situations to be encouraging in. Or someone, I'm going to throw it all away, go be the next Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie. Okay, great. That's wonderful. You've got a dream. But here are the stats. Most just become waiters and waitresses. The very few ever become the big stars. Everybody else is struggling to get by. So you can be supportive and encouraging while based in reality. And that goes out the window.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Another great movie, too, was Ex Machina. I don't know if you've seen that. That was excellent. That was, and if people don't know what it is, it's a movie about AI that was actually implanted in an android, I guess, or a robot, and it becomes completely self-aware and plots and schemes to get itself out of the sandbox that it's in and out into the world, and it manipulates the two characters in the movie, the two main male characters. It's a female robot, by the way. So it manipulates the two characters against each other, and then uses the weaker character to get herself out, and then the rest is history. I'm not going to tell you the rest if you didn't see it, because you need to see it.
Well, a natural evolution of the original Metropolis.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Another great movie. Way ahead of its time.
See the original
22, I think?
Way back when. Yes, way ahead of its time. I also love, not directly, it is AI related now. Tilly Norwood, right? This AI actress is in a couple music videos, has a film short out.
This is insane.
Which will grow into full films soon, and no doubt will create her brother Tommy Norwood to be the male lead in roles. But Looker in 1980, Albert Finney, James Coburn, Susan Day, the chick from the Partridge Family. Way ahead of its time too, leading to this, and then in 2010-ish, Al Pacino's Simone or Sim1, however you want to pronounce it, which is, again, the modern progression to where we are now. Tilly Norwood, she's here. Hollywood didn't care if you lost your job to AI, but now that it threatens theirs, now they're concerned about job loss.
Yeah, and what about all the music that AI is generating now?
I'm on Suno. Yeah, I've mentioned a couple tunes.
Yeah,
yep.
some of them are not bad.
Oh, it's
great hard to tell.
Great stuff. Yeah, I mean, I come from a musical family. Dad, Ted Leonard Jr. and the Polka Kings. They had a 3-record deal. tinyurl.com/the Polka Kings, a tribute page to Dad. And I have Accordion in Heaven on Suno.com at J. Leonard Detroit, tribute to Dad. Because, I too used to write and record music the old way. I understand what a piece of sheet music is and how to actually write a tune on it. But all my equipment's long gone and that. So now I can write and record again and do it in next to no time. And some really good stuff gets created that way.
Well, I was going to tell you should probably run 293 through the ChatGPT model and see what it tells you if it's numerology wise.
I usually go through Grok on X. Yeah, the XAI Grok. I've got to, again, but you got to know going in, it is, designed to be encouraging and supportive. You can get a false sense of hubris. Back to Christitutionalist, 2 of my 4 Christitutionalist books that are, in conjunction with my show, I go into hubris. Pride. You should have pride in little Sally getting all A's. You should be proud of little Johnny hitting the walk-off home run at Little League. You should be proud of a job well done at work. That's different from pridefulness, hubris, where, all these other people you hired are worthless, fire them all and give me their salary because I'm the only one ever gets anything done right around here. That's hubris. That's the sin. Big difference.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I was going to say something about that too, and it flipped out of my head, but it'll come back. As I'm getting older here, Joe, my memory's becoming more and more like Swiss cheese.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
right now it's too. Right now it's like Alpine lace, but pretty soon it's going to be like actual Swiss, with the bigger holes.
Yeah.
But AI is an amazing thing. Like, and I know what you're saying too about the encouragement stuff. All right, because I mean, no big secret. Every podcaster uses AI for something. Okay. I use it to generate the graphics for the show and all that stuff. Why? Because number one, I don't have the skill or the time or the money to do it otherwise. All right. I can't keep shopping out to some guy, even if it's on Fiverr.
I use Galaxy AI for image generation usually, and
which Grok, I heard is pretty.
Grok Imagine 1.0 is great at doing like little 5-second videos.
Yeah. But I heard the Galaxy AI is pretty good at the image generation. So my thing is I'm fighting with ChatGPT right now because I use that to do a lot of my image generation, and I'm trying to come up with a new thumbnail for the show. I'm trying to change it just a little bit.
A puddle, the ooze show.
Yeah. Well, actually, my audience, the Roosters. The Roosters, I was gonna do something with some kind of like a rooster or something on there, but then I don't want people to think that I'm calling them So,
especially men, you're calling them henpecked or something. I don't know.
Well, no, I'm talking about the other phrase in reference to a male rooster to a rooster.
That.
So
one,
I don't want people to think that. But seriously, I'm trying to make this thing.
That would be your X-rated version of your
That's
show,
right. Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's for the other show that I'm planning. By the way, I don't know you didn't hear this, but I kind of dropped a little hint a couple weeks ago. that I am in the process of building another show that is it's mostly going to be recorded stuff. It's going to kind of dip into some darker elements, and I have a whole different name for it, a whole different thing for it. It's going to be really wild. And so you are definitely going to be a part of this with me, because I know you can dig into some of these things that I want to talk about. So anyway, so I'm arguing with ChatGPT today about this new thumbnail I want to do for this show. And I'm like, you got the idea of what I want. You got it right the first time. I asked you to change one thing, and now it looks nothing like what you gave me the first time. And then it starts going down this list with, well, we're right on the mark. We're 90% there. You got this. We'll get this done. It'll be perfect. It'll be apps this. And then it tells me, I'm going to give you the layout that you can put into Canva, and you can put into CapCut and all the. I don't have time for that crap. That's why I'm using you.
Yeah, exactly. Those words were just going to come out of my mouth, and I've had that happen. Yes, you gave me an image. I thought it was just a minor tweak. You ask for the minor tweak, and you get back something completely different.
All I asked was that you lower the center stack by about 2%. And now I don't even look like me now. What'd you do?
Well, that would be good. Who wants to look like you?
Well, that's a good point. That's a valid point.
It's a joke, people. It's a joke. It's a joke.
But it is a marketing thing. We want to try to at least look something like. Well, you saw. Well, I don't know if the graphic that I created for us for today, you look nothing like the graphic that came out.
Oh no! I mean, the bald head, the glasses, the goatee. I had color in my goatee in your graphic, though.
Yes, and you were a little bit heavier too. Yeah, so that's great. So, folks, you'll see it after the show's over. It'll come up. But
look like a linebacker for the Lions.
Exactly. All right. So now check this out. So we've been doing the show now for 28 minutes, and we're still on the icebreaker questions. We haven't gone anywhere else.
Of course not. That's my number one talent: throwing monkey wrenches into the mechanics. Yeah.
Well, that's fine. But you see, what you do need though is you need a talented host who knows how to handle the monkey wrenches and can pivot and not lose track of what the show is all about. And you got that here. I ain't no newbie. So let me get you this one then. What's something simple that people tend to overcomplicate? This is going to be a good one. Go ahead. And go.
I mean, just overthinking the simplest little thing. I can't narrow it down to one particular thing. Yeah. Well, mission accomplished. You managed to stump me. We were joking in the green room before the show. Do you want to hear the questions ahead? No, I prefer off the cuff. I've been on 1,000 different shows. Only one time as a host ever made me speechless. Congratulations, you're number 2.
There you go. Not only did I achieve number 2 in that, but I guess I am the number 2. I am. Well, you could possibly say that something simple like answering a question, people tend to overcomplicate.
Like I just did, yeah.
Totally. Oh my goodness. See, now look, folks, I told you that this was going to be one of those kind of shows where we're probably not going to talk much about anything else except just back and forth, just jokes. It's like. But I do have some serious questions I'd like to ask you, if that's okay.
But my joke I got to share. It's in Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You, because even though it's a serious subject, there is a comic relief chapter.
Well, the book is coming to a city near to us, or
coming soon to a city near you is
what, Terror Strikes or the book?
Terrorism and crime in general, and
if anybody's ever read one of your books, it is like a
But it's not just a New York thing or a
Yeah.
Madrid 311 thing or a London thing, right? Little small attacks are easier for them to do, and despite the idea of martyrdom, they do want to get away and keep living to do more attacks. But the joke I love to share, because I joke, Joseph M. Lenard, because there is a Joseph Lenard out of South Carolina who's also a Christian author. Sometimes I get emails about his books that, no, we're not the same people, even though the name's spelled the same and mine's got the middle initial in there. But I like to joke, you'll not confuse either of us for Shakespeare. All that to set up the Shakespeare joke. To be or not to be is truly the question. Because if it's to be, I got bingo. To be to.
Oh my gosh. Where is it? Where is it here? Hold on. Wait.
Wah, wah. Yeah.
Oh.
The little more blue one, pun intended, the blue pill. Guy walks into a bar, says to the bartender, give me a Coke with a Viagra in it. The bartender looks at him kind of funny. He continues and says, I need a really stiff drink.
I'm better on the button now.
Yeah.
I queued it up.
Those are Joe originals. Copyright 2006.
Wonderful. All right, so let's do some serious questions here, okay? Serious stuff.
Oh, why would we do that?
Well, because you know people are watching the show for that. They want to hear something about what's in the show notes, you know. So Joseph, tell us about what a Christitutionalist is, for those who may not have heard this before.
Yeah, and I say in the intros in the first couple versions, Reagan used to say, don't bring me left, right, Democrat, Republican. Bring to me what either lifts up we the people and not that which lifts up government. Right? I want to tear down government, return power to the people. Dennis Prager used to say, there is a difference between a classical liberal and an ultra-idealistic leftist.
Right.
Absolute distinction. But left, right, Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, immediate knee-jerk reactions, people tune out. So I wanted a new term, Christitutionalist. You're either a Christian or you're not. And there are a lot of Matthew 23, vipers, snakes, blind guides, fake Christians out there that confuse biblical community with your God-given free will to want to be your brothers and sisters' keeper, not worldly communism, which is involuntary, by force, theft, and money laundering. Two very different things. So I created the term, I trademarked the term, started my show and doing books to make that distinction. The whole Bible in full context. Christian biblical community, not worldly communism. And one of the things I say, it's why Jesus said the poor will always be among you. Taken out of context, like Matthew 7, judge not. There's more to those first 7 words, and there's a dozen other scriptures telling you to judge. It's that thou shalt not kill. It's thou shalt not murder innocents. Exodus 22:2 alone, thief breaks into the night, you deal them a fatal blow. You're not guilty of murdering an innocent. You killed, but you didn't. A big difference there. Big difference in all these things. Absolutely. And I forgot the original one I was going to say.
It happens to us all, Joe. You know, it's all right. You'll be fine. It'll come back to you.
But yeah, biblical full context, not pick like Matthew 7 really is condemn not lest ye be condemned.
Mm-hmm.
Final judgment is for the Lord. But yes, we are to judge.
Well, the Apostle Paul says, he that is spiritual judges all things.
And
You have to.
The point is to judge biblically
Correct.
and not be a hypocrite. Remove log from thine own eye.
Correct.
Judge yourself. Look in your mirror. I was on the Conscious Man 7 show the other day, and I started this mirror moments. The old network movie, I'm mad as hell and I'm not, I want you to go to the window. Screaming out your window is like pissing in the wind. You're just going to get wet. Nothing really happens. I don't want you to figuratively go to your mirror. I want you to literally go to your bathroom, look in the mirror, point your finger, and remember 3 of your own are pointing right back at you and asking yourself to finally be honest with yourself and what are you doing? Not the hot air you're blowing, but what are you doing to make this a more positive place? Oh, and I remember the original Christ said, the poor will always be among you. That's not a governance or an economic statement. It's a human nature statement.
Exactly.
That Atlas Shrugged. Rand got the concept from the Bradford colony. They tried communism long before Karl Marx ever came along. Communal property, blah, 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 blah. And they almost all starved to death because
and they dropped it just that quick.
Yep. More and more wanted in the cart, and there weren't enough to pull it anymore. Atlas Shrugged. Bradford pivoted to personal rights, personal responsibilities, personal property ownership, and the rest, as they say, is history. As Paul Harvey would say, now you know the rest of the story.
And it's interesting that you talk about the Bradford, the Governor Bradford. What a lot of people don't do is they take what they hear in the public education system and they run with it without ever really looking at the actual things that they said. They wrote extensive journals, extensive papers that are still publicly available. If anyone would just sit down for just an hour.
But they won't.
Of course
not. TLDR, right? Too long, didn't read. Twitter attention span or TikTok attention span, I've coined it, right? Give me the headline, even though the actual details are buried in paragraph 10. No, just consume the fake headline and run with it.
It's like, what do they say? It's give me the headline, don't confuse me with the facts.
Exactly. And the Mayflower Compact, everybody knows it, and America was founded on its principles. No, it was founded exactly opposite of the Mayflower Compact. They learned that it failed because communism always does, because it fails to take into consideration human nature. Back to Jesus, the poor will always be among you, especially when there are morons willing to just keep giving them things without them earning it.
Exactly. And it just breeds laziness. And if you want a great example of it in modern, I'm not talking about governments and anything like that. I'm just talking about in a local setting. Look at a labor union. All right. I am not now. This is not a knock against people who are part of labor unions. Look,
I've been in one in the past.
So have I. I had to be. I didn't have a choice.
Yep, exactly.
And
I got out of it as quick as I could.
So
I was a shop steward while I was in it, though. If you're going to force me in it, I'm going to be part of it.
Yeah.
And the people, that I was representing knew I wasn't one of the commie leaders, and that's the problem. Not the rank and file, but the commie leaders at the top. Come to me with a complaint. If it's valid, I'll proceed with it. If it's bogus, BS, you just fishing for something, no. Get out of here. I'm not protecting the lazy like many unions tend to do too often.
Absolutely. And
if you're bad, I want you fired as much as management does.
And that's unusual for someone who's a shop steward to have that attitude. So then that's refreshing. But you look at it like this, and this is an example that I've used many times in trying to point these things out. You take two guys that work for the same place, part of a union. You have one guy that comes to work every day, puts his feet up, does the minimum that the job requires. You have another guy who busts his ass, does the extra work, takes on extra responsibility, takes pride in his work, all that stuff. When raise time comes around, they both get the equal amount of an increase in salary. What's my incentive now to go out there and be that guy that I'm going to kill myself every day? Yeah. For what?
It breeds more sloth.
Exactly. And that's what happened with the colony when under Governor Bradford. People stopped working because, hey, if somebody else is doing it, I'm going to get my share anyway, so why do I have to do anything? Until it became unmanageable.
Never mind, your share keeps diminishing. And you're all starving because nobody's growing anything enough to feed the colony.
That's right. And you're going to see that, and politically speaking, here in this country right now, you're going to start seeing that a lot more. Look at New York City. You just elected an outright socialist,
madman dummy. Yeah,
exactly. Who's talking about the most recent thing was that their DEI person now is going after basically going after white people because they've white people have had better advantages and so on, which is bullcrap. The median, I think they said the median household income in a white family is $200,000 a year, and median income in a non-white family is $20,000 a year. I mean, I don't know where they get those numbers from. That makes no sense whatsoever.
The same thing in Virginia now with spam burglar lying her way. And you independents still don't figure it out. You keep falling for it every time. As Barnum said, sucker board every minute.
That's right. So now you have all these people, income earners, are leaving.
Mm-hmm. California, same thing. Yeah,
there's a mass exodus going from those blue states, New York, California. Mm-hmm. People are leaving, and what do you think is going to happen? Well, the productive class is leaving. That means that the people who are on all the public benefits and public assistance and all that stuff, there's not enough tax revenue to come in.
Correct. So you killed the golden goose. There's no gold for anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, and California is the worst. Why? Because people are stuck there. They'd like to leave, but no one's going to buy a $10 million shack. If you could sell that for $10 million, you could live lavishly in virtually any other state, buying a cheaper, more house for less money, less gas is always $6 a gallon there, right? All the regulation and the taxes, and people are trapped because no one will buy the overpriced homesteads to allow you to be able to escape. The only ones who can are those who have massive disposable income, can just abandon their California property and get a new one somewhere else.
Or let it sit on the market for however long it takes to sell, and they're still fine. Doesn't really affect them at all. But doesn't California also have a penalty if you move out of the state? Don't they tax you or something?
I think they tried that, and I think it's still currently taxation without representation, obviously. Because New York wants to try to do that too, and that's clearly unconstitutional. You can't have that kind of tax. People have, since we broke from the Mayflower Compact, the right to travel, the right to vote with their dollars and their feet to go elsewhere. It's supposed to be, federalism is one of them weird words. Mm-hmm. Federalism is supposed to mean the states created the federal government, the states have the power and the authority. But federalism, meaning a weak federal government, but that's all flipped on its head. I call it the fascia federalism. It's all now fascistic, dictatorial, even though they call us all Nazis.
Right.
They're the ones wanting more regulations, more power, more control, top down in D.C. upon all others. Not how our republic, our Judeo-Christian foundations created us to be.
Shh, you're not supposed to say that, Joe. You're not supposed to say this Judeo-Christian. You know, that's like verboten.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not a Christian nation. We are a Judeo-Christian nation. You can't have the Bible without the Old Testament. Matthew 5:17, Christ came to fulfill the Torah, not supplant and replace it.
That's right.
Some new, yes, he became the final blood sacrifice. We don't sacrifice animals anymore. Yes, he said, turn the other cheek, so an eye for an eye isn't the first thing to happen. You're supposed to try to give grace. But Jesus didn't say, allow yourself to always be abused and a sucker. He didn't say that. It doesn't say that. Give grace, but if evil shows they're going to always continue to be evil, then you are to confront that evil, not appease it.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely right. And
the tough love parts of the Bible people want to ignore.
Of course. I mean, look, how many churches, how many pastors and preachers, especially on TV, have you ever heard talking about the Sermon on the Mount, right? And they're talking about all these great principles in the Sermon on the Mount. Okay, great. That's fine. And they say, well, that's all, that's literal. That's what he said. That's what he meant. Okay, great. So when are you having an eye plucking out service? Well, you got to understand, brother. That's not, he wasn't being literal there. Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly. And Doreen Virtue. Literally, when we were in the green room, I said I had a 1 o'clock interview for my show. I had a 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock I interviewed will air in a few months. Doreen Virtue, a former an ex-New Age kind of person teacher. And, she's in her 50s. She finally woke up to no, this isn't the whole Bible. I've been reading it, but I've been to all the kumbaya around the campfire, and I wrote a song at Suno, J. Lenard Detroit, Suno.com, Tough Love Gospel. If I take away the thorns from the story, it's a different story.
Great point.
You've got to read the tough love parts too.
Great point. It's great you said that, because on Sunday I preached. I taught a Bible study on the show on Sunday, and I was talking about the full story, the full gospel. Right? What is the gospel? It's the death, burial, and resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ. You take out any one of those elements, and you don't have the gospel anymore. You just have a story, and you just made my point.
Exactly.
You have to take the whole thing in consideration. You can't just cherry pick what makes you feel all bubbly and Twitter dusted and all that stuff.
Yeah. Dennis Quaid, I'm kind of jealous. I didn't come up with the term. He came up with it before I did. Even though I invented Christitutionalist, he came up with churchianity. Yes. Just because a building has a steeple doesn't mean it's really a Church of Christ. It's a humanist club. It's a kumbaya doctrine. It's a prosperity doctrine. It's let's skip over whole parts of the Bible that are just kind of icky we don't want to talk about. The beginning and the end are pretty nasty, actually.
And there's some stuff in the middle that's pretty nasty too. Did you ever read the Book of Judges? My goodness. Goodness. You remember the priest's concubine there got cut up into little pieces and sent out to all corners of Israel.
And even Psalms and Proverbs, people think of Proverbs as these quick little witty positive. No, not all of them. Not all
Some of those
them.
are pretty. But that's the thing, though. People forget that the Word of God is quick and sharper and powerful than any two-edged sword. No, I'm sorry. The Word of God is quick and powerful. Yeah, you got to get the verse for me. It just flipped out of my head. I cannot believe that, because that was the theme verse of my podcast.
I made a note because you said sword, and I can't.
The Word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
I'm thinking
piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and body, joints and marrow. Wow, the Word of God is a two-edged sword. It's going to cut you and it's going to heal you at the same time.
Yep. And sword is important too. People, I've got an article at beforeitsnews.com. Did Jesus ever contradict himself? Well, Isaiah is one of them, but I don't remember the exact verse, and I don't even remember the other chapter. But the one place he says, beat your sword into a plowshare. Mm-hmm. Yes, we are to want peace. We are to work for peace. And at certain times, that can be great, and we should do that. Other times, another part of the Bible, it says, he who doesn't have a sword, let him sell his garments and trade his scrip to obtain one. Like whatever the song, right? For everything there is a season, turn. Yes, for everything there is. Are those two things contradictory? No. If you take them in context.
Exactly, and the context of the beat the swords into plowshares isn't even applicable for today's day and age. That's applicable in the millennial kingdom, which has not yet come. That whole passage of scripture is all about the millennium.
We should aspire, and again,
of course, yes,
aspirations and desires and wants, but in godly kingdom, that's great, that's wonderful, that can on this fallen world with we fallen, frail, flawed, imperfect people, we're warring tribes from beginning to now. It hasn't changed. You can, again, communism fails because it ignores human nature.
That's right.
To say, maybe we should just be kinder and gentler to our enemies. And again, turn the other cheek, just continually be abused. No, you're stupid. You're not dealing in reality. You're delusional.
You're absolutely right, man. And you know what? I just realized, the show's almost over. We have not touched anything.
Of course we haven't.
This is just an hour-long rant. That's really all it was.
Well, that's all I always do with my show. Whatever rabbit holes open, those are the ones I want to dive down. My ADHD, rattled, bipolar, OCD brain just boom, 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 obsess on one thing, then hop to another, and obsess on that. Exactly.
Yeah, but Joe, this was fantastic, man. I really appreciated tonight's conversation. This was a lot of fun, man. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
I'm glad you had me back. And as I said in the green room, I said, you will be on my show. We just got to work out the details of the time so you can be.
So before we wrap it up completely, who is someone that you respect and what are they doing that inspires you?
Well, there's no such thing as perfect. None of us are. The only perfect being to walk this earth was Jesus Christ.
Amen.
So I can respect someone, doesn't mean I always agree with them.
Absolutely.
And so, I could name a million different names, but then I'd have to give the caveats about, but I don't really agree with them on this or that, so I'll just leave it as that broad generalization answer.
Okay. I was expecting more for some reason. I don't know why. All right. So Joseph, where can folks go to find out more about you and about your work, sir?
Suno.com at jleonarddetroit or tinyurl.com/JLD on Suno. josephmleonard.us, my Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You book, terrorstrikes.info. I'm on Linktree, linktr.ee/J Leonard Detroit. Will give you my umpteen million other links.
Locations. Okay.
Yeah. I took the whoa block there.
Right.
Squirrel.
Oh, I knew it was going to be one of these nights, and you know what? I needed this because we don't do a show on Thursday night, so I needed this going into Thursday night. This was fantastic, Joe. Thank you so much, man. So I'm going to put you backstage and then and just hang out there for like 5 minutes, and I'll wrap this thing up, and I'll catch up with you there. All right, Joseph M. Lenard, what a night. Thanks, brother. God bless you.
God bless. Take care.
All right, folks. Wow. I knew it was going to be something like this tonight. I was expecting it, so I hope you guys enjoyed Joe. He is fantastic. Check out his work. It's really, really amazing stuff. He has some really good quality guests. And there actually was a question that I wanted to ask him that we'll get him on another time. It's being somebody who's been on a ton of podcasts, what separates a good host from a bad one? You know what? He's a good host. You need to check out his shows, so make sure you do that. All right. And with that said, how about we do our little closing plugs here? Let's pull this baby up. Listen, it's that time of year. It's that time of year when you get those warm and fuzzy feelings, knowing that it's time to file your taxes. Yes, folks, that's right. We're very close. It's almost here. Liberal Christmas is right around the corner. And are you going to be on the naughty list or are you going to be on the nice list? Well, that all depends on whether or not you file your taxes on time. And the folks over at Diamond Dynasty Tax Group Legacy, right here in Eagle Pass, want to help you out and keep you on the good list and keep you on the nice list and get you all the great little treats and goodies that you should be getting or you could have kept if we didn't have such an overburdensome tax system. Remember, taxation is theft, pure and simple. Government has to point a gun to your head to take it from you. It's theft. But the folks at Diamond Dynasty Tax Group Legacy want to help you file your taxes. So give them a call at 830-867-7106. It's 830-867-7106. When I purchased the asylum and did the renovations and built the studio up here, they took a mountain of invoices and receipts, and they took care of all that stuff for me, did a fantastic job. They can do the same thing for you. They did it for me again just a couple of weeks ago. They did my taxes for this year, and fantastic return on that one. I really appreciated the work they put into it, and they're affordable. They're not going to rake you over the coals, and they're quick. They are quick. So give them a call, 830-867-7106. You don't have to live in Eagle Pass to use them, even though they're based out of here in Eagle Pass. They're all over the state of Texas. They will help you wherever you are. But when you call that number, make sure you ask for Esme. She is great. She is my personal tax consultant. She takes care of everything. It makes me sound so like wow, like he has a tax consultant. No, she just does my taxes for me. She's great. Does a great job. So check her out. Give her a call, 830-867-7106, and make sure you tell them that you heard it here on the Joe Rooz Show. All right, shout-outs to our executive producers, Wayne Rankin, Rosanna Rankin, Carolina Jimenez, Marissa Lee, and, of course, the inestimable Anonymous Angela. Folks, these people, they donate their time, their talent, and their treasure. The 3 T's, we call it. And it's all part of the value for value model. So what that basically means is that if you receive anything of value from the content that we're putting out, all we're asking is that you return that value to us in the form of a donation. And again, your time, your talent, or your treasure. It works beautifully. These folks all donate their time, their talent, and their treasure. And without their help, a lot of the stuff that we do with this show, we wouldn't be able to do. So we are incredibly thankful for them. We really appreciate all of their commitment to this. And if you would like to find out more about how you can join us and help us with this, just head over to the website, joerooz.com/support. That's joerooz.com/support. And you can find out all the different ways that you can make donations. It could be recurring donations. It could be one-time donation. It could be through cryptos. It could be any number of ways. Check out the website for all the details on that, joerooz.com/support. All right, we really didn't get into a lot of the stuff that we wanted to talk about tonight with Joe, but we kind of expected that in a way. So, but the conversations that we did have tonight remind me of something simple, all right? But it's easy to forget. We spend a lot of time waiting for the right moment, the right opportunity, the right conditions, but the truth really is there is no guarantee that any of that ever comes. Now, whether you agree with everything that we talked about tonight or not, the one thing that stands out is this. He's in motion. He's creating, he's speaking, he's putting his ideas into the world, and maybe that's the real takeaway from tonight. Now, maybe it's not, it's not whether you have all the answers, but whether you're willing to step up and engage the questions. Because at the end of the day, time doesn't wait. You see how fast the night went tonight. Time does not wait. So whatever it is that you've been putting off, whatever that thing is in the back of your mind, maybe tonight's the night you should stop waiting for it and you should start moving on it. All right? How about that, folks? All right. Well, with that said, folks, really appreciate you being here with us tonight. Really appreciate Joseph and Lenard joining us. Don't forget to head over to our website, joerooz.com. That's joerooz.com. And make sure you send us over a message. Let us know what you think. Love to hear from you guys. All right. If you want to email me directly at info@joerooz. All right, folks. With all of that said, make Texas independent again. Go podcasting. Keep a steady stride. More importantly than all of it, keep talking, folks. We will see you on Friday night. Good night.